Cover songs often end up being far more popular than the original recordings. For instance, the 1981 cover of "I Love Rock and Roll" by Joan Jett the Blackhearts is a firm favorite around the world, even though it first hit the charts in 1975 after it was originally recorded by British band, The Arrows. "Make You Feel My Love" was written by Bob Dylan but was released first by Billy Joel under the title, "To Make You Feel My Love," in 1997. Dylan's version appeared on his album, Time Out of Mind, later that same year. To date, the song has been covered by more than 450 singers, with Adele's version arguably getting the most attention. On this list are some original recordings that led to success for those who covered it later. 10. The First Cut is the Deepest, P. P. Arnold. P. P. Arnold. The First Cut is the Deepest. Live 1967. HQ 08150007. The First Cut is the Deepest became a big cover hit for Rod Stewart and Sheryl Crow, among others, in 1977 and 2003 respectively. It was written by Cat Stevens in 1967 and appeared on his New Masters album in December that year. The song was, however, originally released by P. P. Arnold in May 1967. She reached number 18 on the UK singles chart and her version was used many years later on the soundtrack of the 2012 film, Seven Psychopaths. Arnold also enjoyed success in the UK with her version of Angel of the Morning. While the Stewart and Crow versions are the most recognizable and popular today, there is something very good to be said about the Arnold original, which features strings, horns, and a harpsichord. Their version was a hit, staying at number on the Billboard Hot 100 for 5 weeks and reaching number 1 on the UK charts. Before this, girl group All Saints recorded their version in 1998 and it peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart. The song stayed at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a week and their version was selected by the Library of Congress in 2021 to be preserved in the National Recording Registry. It was also his last number 1 single in America. In 1986, the band Fine Young Cannibals recorded their version of the song in honor of Presley. Their cover became a top 40 hit in many countries around the world and was used on the soundtracks of 3 80s movies. Suspicious Minds was written by songwriter Mark James in 1968 and he recorded the original version as well. Sadly, his version was a commercial failure. A host of other artists covered the song, most notably Charley Pride, whose live version made it to number 3 on the country singles chart in 1969. He re-recorded the song under a different recording label in 1963, but it was only truly revived when it was covered by J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers and later Pearl Jam. It ranked in the top 5 of 3 different Billboard listings and became Counting Crows' only top 20 single in the UK. The song was also featured in the romantic comedy, 2 Weeks' Notice. Big Yellow Taxi was originally written, composed, and recorded by singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell in 1970 and became a hit in Canada, Australia, and the UK. When she woke up in the hotel on the first morning after being taken there by a taxi, she gazed out the window at the mountains in the distance. The song was re-recorded, overdubbed and some parts wiped for months until it was finally released as a single in September 1968. It became Jimi Hendrix's highest-ranking single in the U.S. He subsequently recorded different versions of the song for 4 different albums. He recorded it in 1956 as the opening track of his debut album and also performed it on national television. His version of the song was certified as a gold record by the RIAA in 1999. This popular song was written and recorded by Carl Perkins in 1955. It reached number 2 on the Cashbox best-selling singles chart and hung around for 16 weeks. It formed part of the 2002 CD containing the film's soundtrack but was released as a single due to popular demand. The song became the Christmas number 1 in the UK in December 2003 and remained on the UK singles chart for 3 weeks. Songwriter, Roland Orzabal, was 19 when he became inspired by the Duran Duran song, Girls on Film, and wrote the lyrics to Mad World. 1. Hallelujah. Leonard Cohen, Hallelujah. Audio. Songwriter, John Cale, put his own spin on the now iconic song, Hallelujah, in the early 90s which. In 2014, this version of the song was inducted into the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. Hallelujah was first recorded by Leonard Cohen, who also wrote the lyrics. It was included on his Various Positions album in 1984, but Cohen had little success with it. It remains his most famous composition, however. The song has since been covered by over 300 artists. Thanks to Listverse, where I can find new articles and share with you here. Source link is in description. Go and check it out.